Hello, today I will be talking about one of my most favorite fresh plants. It's Sanseveria. Why this beautiful plant is one of my favorite? Because doesn't matter how wrong you go with the plants, you can't really go wrong with this one. So in today's session we're going to talk about Sanseveria, what are the benefits of these beautiful plants, how to take care of them, how to water and how often to water them, repotting, planting, and how to propagate them. At the end of this session we will be talking about how to diagnose or the common problem that usually people they get with these beautiful plants and how to overcome those issues. Talking about Sanseveria is usually from a Agova family or Asparagosa family, one of the flowering native to tropical part of Africa, from West Africa, from Nigeria to east of Congo. They usually come over 72 different species. What are the Sanseveria usually symbolized for? It's all about cleanliness. Also, it could be a great beautiful gift that you want to give it to your friends or loved ones who really love the natures. About the benefits of these beautiful plants, usually they are known for air filtrating better than any other normal house plants, as well as has got the ability to absorb the carbon monoxide from the air and emits oxygens. One of the other benefits for these beautiful plants is usually a very low care and low maintenance plants. Talking about the care of Sanseveria, usually they do not like too much water. When you want to water them, please ensure that the soils are fully dry, then that's the time you will water them. For you to know that if the soil is dry or not, is basically the best idea is to dip your finger inside the soil. If you felt any moisture, you will not water them, and if you felt that the soil are fully dry, that's the time you will add some water to it. One of the most common mistakes that usually people make, that usually they kill the plants easily, is because of the overwatering. Overwatering quickly will rot the roots and as well as will rot the leaves, and they fall off and get damaged faster. In case you come to this kind of situations, at the end of this video I will tell you how to propagate them, which you can still make the use of the damaged leaves or the rotten leaves. Doesn't matter how light you get over the Sanseveria in your house, making sure that you do not rewater them more than every 10 or every 15 days. That's usually the watering ratio for the Sanseveria are. But frequent watering also is so important for these beautiful plants, because infrequent watering usually cause them brown dried tips on the leaf of these plants, that could be the cause of that. Usually the infrequent watering will make it to come to this situation. One of the other best way to water these beautiful plants are usually to water them on the soil, not to water them over the leaves, because if the water don't get dry fast, it also creates rotten where the leaves meet the soil. It will create a rotten then, and then it will make the leaf to fall. So ensuring that you water always over the soil, not to throw any water on the leaves of this beautiful plant. So what I'll be showing you next, I'll be showing you how to plant or repot this beautiful Sanseveria, as well as how to propagate. Before moving on to the planting and repotting, I want to talk about the couple of the Sanseveria that I have done the propagation earlier, water propagation. Today I'll be showing you how to do a water propagation as well as how to do a soil propagation. So I have this beautiful one that I have water propagated almost 3 months ago, and it has a little baby now coming out. Now is the perfect time for me to plant it into new pot. I have a quite other few of the water propagation that I have done. This one is almost 1.5 months now, which is to start giving a new baby with the roots. Also this one is to start giving roots as well. These usually I want to keep them as my water plants, usually to stay them in the water. If they stay in the water, they're still going to do very fine, and they're going to give you new babies and new roots every day, and they keep on growing. So I will be not planting this one at the moment. What I want to plant this today into new pot, and then I'll show you exactly how to do it. So let's get the camera more closer, and so you can see exactly how I will be doing it. So before I start doing the planting this beautiful Sanseveria, which I have water propagated earlier, as I said, almost 3 months now, that's how the roots are looking like and how the beautiful baby has come out. So I want to talk about the potting mix. It's very important we choose a potting mix that is has got enough drainage for the Sanseveria. Using of coco peat or any other potting mix that usually absorbs the water and keeps the water within the pots is not advisable. What I have here is a normal potting soil with two part of normal potting soil, 1 part of perlite and 1 part of the river sand. The river sand usually I choose because they do not have salt in them, or even building sand also could be a great idea. So what I will be doing, I put some of these potting mix inside the pot that I have, and I will be planting this beautiful Sanseveria in the middle of the pot, and I will add some more the soil mix around it. When it comes to the watering of these beautiful plants, usually, as I said earlier, they do not need too much water at all. Just to keep the soil a little bit wet is going to be more than enough, not soggy at all. And I will be avoiding pressing the soil because I want to let water to drain always as much as possible to avoid having it rotten on the roots. So that's how it's going to be looking like, and I'm sure over next couple of weeks I'll have a rapid growth on the little baby as well. That's all it about how to plant a Sanseveria into a new pot. Same thing with the repotting as well. When you want to do a repotting, I'm going to choose this one. The best way for you to know if the plants need a bigger pot is usually you just take them out of the old pot and see if the roots are tangled. This is quite fine, but still I think it's advisable for me to plant it into a bigger pot. When you're going to plant this one into a bigger pot, keep it as it is in the bigger pot and just add some extra soil around it, so that it will basically create a rapid growth. Because usually while we want to keep it on the same soil, it's for the roots to get used to a new soil, it's going to take some time. But if it is an old soil, usually it will help them to understand the new soil mix, and then it start continuing the growth. Moving on, talking about the propagation, let me put these ones aside. This is one of my most propagation that I have done. It's usually 3 pieces of the Sanseveria leaves that I usually put all the 3 of them inside the water. As you can see, almost 3 days now, there is no any sign of rotten on this part of this leaf, but on these 2 you got a sign of a rotten coming out. So you see how it's getting softer and it looks so wet and watery. So the best way to avoid this, and what are those common mistakes that people they make, or the common question that usually people ask, that why do they rot like this, or the other question that usually comes, that why do they don't give roots very fast. To avoid the rot, you can have a sharp cut usually on the edge of the leaves, which I will be showing you. Sharp knife or a sharp scissor for sure will do that. Just to cut it like this, and usually you leave them for a couple of days, for 2 to 3 days. Just leave them as it is for the end to get a bit curious or to get more dried out, to avoid rotting again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep these 2 pieces aside. for 2 to 3 days for them to get a bit dry at the edges, because the gel that usually comes out from that is basically the cause of the rotting. And here, if usually you don't get rotten ends in the 2 to 3 days, what you can do, that means the new roots going to come out. So for the propagation, it's all a matter of time and patience that usually you need to give with these beautiful plants. So you just need to leave this couple of leaves aside for 2 to 3 days to let it dry at the end or at the edges, or to cool just a little bit, so before you putting them in the water. And this one, what I had since almost 3 days now, I didn't see any sign of root. It means it's perfect, and it's going to give me some roots in probably next 3 to 4 weeks. It depends how much you got humidity in your house. Basically that again differs with the rooting as well. So in some cases, for example, like this propagation that I have done, I have put a plastic film around it to create some humidity around the root, around the leaf, that helps to produce the roots faster. So humidity really plays a big role also in the rooting and the growth of the Sanseveria as well. One of the last things I would like to talk about also, if the Sanseveria really can be put outside as well. Can they tolerate outdoor? Yes, they can do really tolerate outdoor, but for sure they should be in 100% shaded area without any direct sunlight. Direct sunlight, even more than a minute, gonna kill them. Within 1 to 2 minutes, it's gonna kill them very fast. This Sanseveria which I have got in my hand right now, this is always stays outside and is doing pretty fine. It even, you know, gives a baby, because due to having a humidity outside more than indoor, it usually helps plants to grow faster. And even I have got this one as well, which is doing pretty fine with outdoor as well. When I talk about outdoor, where I live currently, sometimes the temperature reaches up to more than 45 degrees Celsius, but still these plants thrive very fine and they are doing pretty good. As I said earlier, we must be careful, you know, not to have them, you know, with the direct sunlight, but definitely indirect filtered light, a bright light at home, it's going to help them to do pretty well and going to help them to grow very fast. Like what I have got this one here, they are doing very fine. The pot haven't got any kind of drainage, but it keeps new roots coming. I have couple of Sanseveria cylindrica as well here. Again, I can see some new babies are coming out. Yeah, it's just a matter of maintaining the water with these beautiful plants and making sure that, you know, you're not over watering them. They're 100% going to grow and they're going to give you new roots. I hope you like this video. I hope it have been very helpful to you. Thank you very much for your time and for watching these videos. Please subscribe to my page, like and share our videos, and hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful time and see you again.